Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the breakdown of Nasdaq trade in which I made around $2,500 trading on 7th of August, Friday. Okay, so before that, let me show you the plan. Okay, this is my plan in Nasdaq. After the plan, we have the rejection. Okay, this is my execution. As you can clearly see, I entered around here. This was the TP and we live coded it in the Discord. And this was the end result. This was where I kind of exited the trade, and I will show you why I did that and how I ended this trade. Okay, take a new chart for Nasdaq. Okay, so this is the fresh clean chart of Nasdaq. So you want to know how I analyze this chart? All right. So first, let's go to the 4-hour chart. So if you go to the 4-hour chart, you can see a very bullish price action here. So if you actually have learned AMD or how to use AMD from the previous video, you can clearly see that this is an AMD. Okay, so that is, let me just mark the AMD for you guys. So this is the accumulation, this is the manipulation, and this is the distribution. All right, so now we know that the price is in the final phase, which is the distribution phase. Okay, it has already done the accumulation here, accumulation and the manipulation here. Okay, so let's go to 1 hour now. So as we can see it in the 1 hour, let me just zoom it out. Right, okay, if you can see this chart, you know that price has already rejected from this area of demand, and we can see this area acting as your supply zone, resistance, whatever. So now we are going into the 50-minute. Okay, the trade I executed was in the New York Times session. So let's look at the chart. This is the chart from Friday. All right, this is the price action in Friday, and if you actually look at it, we will just analyze it from the morning. All right, so price was chopping here, it was consolidating, and it kind of swept all these lows here. That is, we already swept this price here, which doesn't need to be swept again. Let me just show you in the lower time frame. Okay, I hope you guys can see that. So from the price around 115 in the 115 in the morning, it swept this already. Okay, it swept it at like 9:45 10 a.m. whatever. So if we look at the price from then, we can see a bullish movement after this sweep. Okay, after this sweep, you can clearly see this bullish price action. Now what we're gonna do is, like, we need to mark these areas. All right, I'm gonna go into the 5-minute chart. All right, I'm gonna look at the 5-minute chart. If you look at the 5-minute chart, like, you can see, as I said, this bullish reaction here, and we are gonna look at the London session. All right, if you look at the London session, you can see price still chopping around this zone, but it 100 all these lows and took out this stop loss liquidity, whatever was here. From since then, price has been bullish again. So we know this is literally an uptrend. Okay, let me just mark it. This is the higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher high, and this is another higher low. Okay, and since then the price has been going up. Okay, so this is the major we want to consider. Okay, this is the area where I want to consider. So I just mark this. We need to sweep this thing first, and if you look close enough, we rejected our, let me just adjust this. Okay, so you get a better view. Hope you guys can clearly see this. We need see around here. Okay, so this was my plan before. As you can see, I was waiting for this one. All right, price also around here, and I was waiting for this sweep, and as you can see, around at 740, price came here for sweeping this wall amount of liquidity. There are orders here, there will be liquidity here, as I have told you in my previous videos. So what did price do? Price, as I told you, came here and it swept this low. Okay, as I told you, price swept this low and price rejected. So before that, you already marked where the liquidity is here on the bottom side, and we know we're gonna long in here, but we need to know where we should keep a TP. So for keeping a TP, I went to the 50-minute time frame, As you can see here, I went to the 50-minute time frame. So you can see this is a very good area for a rejection. So we'll keep this as our resistance, okay? And what I did is I waited for the price to come here. Okay, I waited for the price to come here. Price swept this low, okay? Price swept this low. So what I do, I take a long here. I keep a stop loss. I should put a valid stop loss, okay? We know the entry, we know the TP, but once we enter, we need to keep a solid stop loss for the trade. So as you can see, this is a pretty good area for keeping the stop loss. As this is a very good low, which is a protected low. I'm gonna keep my stop loss around here, and I'll just target the TP, which is the resistance. Okay, so this is the trade I took, but when it came to execution, I patiently waited. Okay, and I kind of ended around here, which you can see in the screenshot. Okay, I ended around here. Okay, and my TP was around here. So why did I keep it? Okay, if you look at it, it's only 623. There's a higher probability that it takes, but uh, as I told you earlier, I exited this trade early. Okay, I'm explain to you why I exited it early. So if you look at the screenshot, okay, price went up till here, which is at around 700 and something, but there was too much resistance here. As I told you in the 50-minute, there was heavy resistance in this zone. So not in this zone, this one, okay, in the 50-minute zone here. That's why I exited at around 29700, which is in this chart, okay, which is in this chart. That is ended around here. As price took the liquidity here, it reversed and it went to the 50-minute support zone. I mean the demand supply zone, which is around at 29700. So the result is that like I made around 2500 USD while risking 500. Okay, that is executed a trade where I risked 500 to make 2500. That is like executed a clean trade of 1:5 hour trade where I had a solid TP. Once I had a good entry here, I trailed the SL here. Okay, my entry was around here. I trailed my SL later. Okay, that's what you do. Okay, so I hope you guys understood what I did here. Subscribe the channel, like the video, and as you guys all know, this is my first video where I'm explaining everything in English. So I hope this video was not bad. I hope you guys all know that we are gonna do this 50 to 50k challenge in the coming week. If you have not subscribed this channel yet, like you should do it right now. And if you are not in our Telegram group, you should definitely join that. So I hope you guys understood that. If you haven't understood any of the things I said, like just ask in the comment section or you can DM me in Instagram or Telegram, whatever. So till another video, this is bye from Wolf.